Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow had injury-shortened season last year, 365 attempts, 244 completions, 2,309 yards, 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 31 rush attempts for 88 yards, 0 touchdowns on the ground. Thoughts on Joe Burrow?
When healthy, he's the exact same player Dak Prescott is. Like their numbers in a healthy season in 22 were almost identical. Like or between 22 and 23, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Dak's 23 season and Burrow's 22 season, almost identical. So again, he's struggled. He's only played every single game once in his young NFL career. So there's a little bit of health resistance, if you will. So that's got to get baked into your analysis. But again, you get the same thing. It's a high output. Joe Mixon left, so now they have Zach Moss, but you still have T. Higgins. You still have Jamar Chase. You brought in Mike Gesicki to play tight end for you. You drafted a couple young uh, tight ends to see how they're going to go out between Tanner Hudson and Eric All. Right, so you bringing guys in, you're trying to put weapons around him. You're still drafting along the offensive line to help keep him upright. And you need to because you play outdoors and your division is probably the toughest division in football. That might be what steers me away from Joe Burrow. Like if Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott statistically are the same and Patrick Mahomes, right? Because we talked about that at the beginning of the show. So if Burrow, Mahomes, and Dak are identical, do I want to spend the high draft capital on Mahomes or do I want to wait and get Burrow or Dak? Right? So statistically identical. Let's remove Mahomes. We don't want to not that we're overpaying, but we want the value, right? So we're going to play the value between Burrow and Dak. Which division is going to be easier?
They're going to have very, very similar statistical output if they play all games, right? Him and Dak Prescott being at right around 4,500 yards at the end of the season, right around 35 touchdowns, right around 10 to 12 picks, right? Like all of those things are going to be very, very similar. Neither one of them are going to really outduel the other one with their legs, right? Like you're talking maybe two, maybe three rushing touchdowns from either one of them on a really good rushing touchdown season for either one of them, right? Like that's kind of how that's going to look and work there. And I'm with you. I'd rather take the half a round discount um, with Dak than Joe Burrow. But if Joe Burrow's the option that I get kind of that plays out that way for me, I'm not going to be disappointed by that one either.